So our first topic for prelim will be parts and dimensions of the ship. So I already gave you an assignment which is about parts of the ship to prepare you for this topic. So I have here an example picture of a ship. So as we all know, we have different types of ships. We have container ships, we have bulk carrier, we have passenger ships, we have ro-ro, we have general cargo, we have tanker ships. Now we have different types of ships. So now in this first picture, we have a container ship. So it's very obvious that this is a container ship because of its cargo itself, no, which is containerized. That's why this is an example of a container ship. So we will have a container ship as an example to enumerate the different parts of the ship, no. So these parts of the ship that we will mention are very common to different types of ships. So first, we have accommodation, we have bridge, we have the forecastle, we have the foremast, we have the foredeck, we have the bow or the bulbous bow, we have the bow thrusters, we have the keel, we have the hull, we have the freeboard, the propeller, and the rudder. Okay, so these are the basic parts of the ship. So we will discuss it one by one so that we will know what is the function or what are the definitions of these parts of the ship. So the very first part is the bridge. Okay, so the bridge or the ship's bridge is the commanding station of a ship. It controls the ship movement through its navigational equipment. Okay, so from the word commanding station of a ship class, no, meaning inside the bridge you can find the different navigational equipments. Now, for example, the ECDIS, the radar, the AIS, the GPS, and even the controls of our navigational lights are there. Okay, and the steering wheel also is inside the bridge. Okay, so this is the commanding station. This is where we stay if it's our duty, no, when we are navigating at sea, no. Dere pod magstay si captain if magmaneuver na sa vessel, no. Dere magstay si chief officer, si third, si second officer together with the ratings if it's their time of duty. Okay, so bridge controls important deck machinery, main engine, and ship navigation system. Okay, so functions that are usually performed on the ship bridge are to control the ship speed. No, why can we control the ship speed inside the bridge? It's because inside the bridge class we can find what we call the engine telegraph. Okay, so kaning engine telegraph, this controls our speed. But kita mga taga-deck, we are not responsible to operate the engine telegraph. Ang responsible to operate that is katong naa sa engine, no, naa sa kanang engine officer, no, but they cannot operate the engine telegraph without the command of the captain. Then in the bridge also we can monitor weather and sea conditions, no. It can be visually kanang personal yun nato sila makita ang weather condition, ang sea condition, or it can be through our navigational equipments. Then we can also navigate and fix the position of the ship inside the bridge, no. We can use our navigational equipment to know the position of the ship, like for example the GPS, the ECDIS, and even nautical charts is also available inside the bridge, no. Kaning nautical chart, we can plot the location of our ship. So kanang nautical chart na agyud gihapon na sa ato ang vessel nowadays, even though very high tech na kaayo ang mga barko karon, still naa gihapon ang ato ang nautical charts as kanang preparation or as a contingency plan if ever magmalfunction ang ato ang mga navigational equipments. Okay? And also in the bridge class, we can facilitate internal as well as external communications. When you say internal communication, kanang mag-communicate rata within the ship. For example, si master mo-communicate siya ni chief officer dito sa forward part of the vessel, magamit na sila o kanang walkie-talkie or radio. And if you want to communicate with other vessel also, you can also use your VHF radio inside the bridge, para ma-communicate or ma-contact nimo ang laing vessel, especially if we are navigating, like para makaibawta sa intention sa laing vessel, para kaibawta if mo cross ba ang isa ka vessel sa ato ang direction, so that's very important kanang ato ang communication, and it can and we can facilitate those communication inside the bridge. Okay, so we have here pictures of the bridge class. We have two pictures. Kaning sa babaw is padung na siya mo gabi, so kana sa bus is kan daytime na siya. So during nighttime class, if we are kanang underway, kaning atong bridge is kanang turned off ginatanang lights ana, ang naka-turn on nga mga lights ana is kanang mga lights gikan sa ato mga navigational equipment, dili pwedeng nagsiga ang ato ang suga when we are underway, it's because we cannot observe properly, di na to makita kung unsay naa sa gawas if nagsiga ang suga sa sulod sa bridge, dili na to ma-observe ang mga navigational lights nga gi-indicate or nga gipakita sa laing vessel if our lights or if ang suga sa sulod sa bridge is naka-turn on. Okay, then I have here an example also class of kanang bridge sa outside view. Okay, so kanang gi-point sa arrow, that is an example class of the bridge. Okay, so mao na siya kanang bridge. Okay, so kanang atong bridge is 360 yun na nga murag glass ang iyahang window class, so that maka-observe ta 360 kung naabay vessel sa ato ang starboard, sa atong port, sa forward or sa luyo nga part sa ato ang vessel. Okay, so that is our bridge. So next is we have our accommodation. So kaning accommodation class, this is an area, this is the house for crew and lives. Okay, so meaning makita nato dira ang mga amenities including mga cabins nato or kanang mga rooms nato sa barko, mga recreation room, mga CR, mga laundry, ang galley or ang kitchen nato. Then sa mga larger ships na pagana sila mga mini gym, mga mini nga clinic, so if sa cruise ship na agad na sila kanang murag mini hospitals. Okay, so mao na makita nato sa accommodation area. So it is also a key part of the ship and consists of the garbage disposal system, freshwater system, sewage treatment plant, refrigeration system, and air conditioning for the accommodation block. Okay, so this is a necessary part of a ship and facilitates space for relaxing, medical facility, and food court. So kanang ato ang git-point sa arrow, that is our accommodation. Okay, so sa babaw sa accommodation, mauna siya ang bridge. Okay, so next is we have our Monkey Island. So kaning Monkey Island class, mao na siya ang space above the bridge. Okay, so it is a sort of deck located at the topmost accessible height of the ship and just above the bridge, no. So ma-access na ang Monkey Island class, it's because naarab na siya hagdanan padulong sa Monkey Island. So this part of the ship is sometimes also referred to as a flying bridge, and in the past was used by the sailors for solar and stellar observation. So before mong class, dili pa high-tech no ang mga vessel. No, they have to make use of the stars, no, they have to make use of the sun so that maka-navigate sila properly, makabaw sila kung unsa na course sila ang vessel. But karon is dili naman ta maging anak kana naman tay mga navigational equipments. So before mao na gamit sa Monkey Island, no, dira sila mag-observe properly. And then karon magamit man gihapon nato ang Monkey Island if mag-lookout ta, but usually nowadays na naman lang ta sa sulod sa bridge, kaya ang atong bridge is 360 naman ang view sa ato ang bridge. Okay? And then sa Monkey Island food class, makita ninyo ang magnetic compass. Okay, duha man nakabuk atong type of compass, natay gyro compass, napud tay magnetic compass. So inside the bridge natay gyro compass. So makita nato ang ato ang course or ang course sa ato ang vessel. Okay? Then sa magnetic compass food class, no, mao gihapon but naa siya sa Monkey Island gibutang. Dili siya pwede sa sulod sa bridge ibutang. It's because mag-error man na ato ang magnetic compass class tungod sa presence sa mga electrical equipments, no, mga navigation equipments nato. So naman siya kanang electricity, so maka-cause yag error sa ato magnetic compass. That's why ipalayo ginato ang magnetic compass. Na siya located sa Monkey Island. Okay? So next is we have our funnel. Ang funnel class or stacks is a chimney. No, this is a chimney on a vessel used to discharge engine and boiler smoke. Okay? So kanang mga smoke gikan sa atong engine class para dili siya mukatag inside the accommodation or inside the engine room, natay gitawag nga funnel para dira mo gawas ang mga exhaust gases, mga boiler smokes. Okay, so kanina sa picture, this is our funnel. Okay, so next is we have our foredeck and forecastle. So kaning foredeck class, that is the forward part of a weather deck between the superstructure and the forecastle or the forecastle superstructure. So it's very clear o kung asa dapit ang atong foredeck, no. Sa picture makita nato gikan sa superstructure sa atong vessel padulong sa atong forecastle, no, kanang beginning sa atong forecastle, mao na ato ang foredeck. So when you say superstructure class, mao na siya kanang bridge o accommodation. So kanang whole bridge and accommodation combined siya, mao na ang ato mao na gitawag nato ang superstructure. So gikan sa superstructure kanang beginning sa atong superstructure padulong sa kanang beginning sa forecastle or sa forecastle, mao na ang foredeck. So ang makita nato sa foredeck class, if kanang mga cargo vessel is ang mga cargo holds or kanang mga butanganan mismo sa kargada or sa cargo. And then when you say forecastle, mao na siya kaning naa sa to ang picture. Okay, kaning naay murag ni pasaka nga part, kana siya, mao na siya ang ato ang forecastle. Okay, so kanang forecastle is one of the foremost parts of the ship of length less than 7% of the total deck length. Okay, so ang makita nato dras forecastle class is kanang mga mooring equipments nato such as the anchor windlass, the mooring winches, no, naapot yung mga fittings dira such as kanang mga double bits. Okay, so naadra sa forecastle. So let's say for example, mag-mooring operation ta, so dira mo posisyon ang mga ang team which is assigned sa forward part of the vessel. So dira mo magbira og PC, dira mo magtagak og angkla if we will be using the forward anchors. Okay? So na-differentiate na nato that ang foredeck ug atong forecastle, no, it's very clear kung ano sa difference between the two. Okay? And the next is we have our stem. Okay? So ako lang gi-crop out ang picture sa atong stem. So gikan na gyapon na siya diri nga picture kani ato lang i-crop out kay para mas ma-highlight nato. Ang stem is this one kanang naay nakasuwat nga stem. No, ang stem, it is located in the front or in the forward part of our vessel. So the stem class is the frontmost part of the boat or ship's bow, and it is termed as the stem of the ship. Okay? So, kani siya nga part sa atong vessel, kaya na nakasuot nga stem, mao na siya ang atong stem, the stem of the ship. And then, ang opposite sa stem dai class is what we call the stern. Okay? Stern as in S-T-E-R-N. Apo na siya sa luyo nga part sa ato ang vessel. So, maabot na tadra dapit sa stern. So, next is bulbous bow. So kanang bulbous bow class, no, it is a jut out bulb. So kanang part sa atong vessel nga murag na ay chin, murag na ay kanang suwang, no, mao na siya nga to ang bulbous bow, no. That is a jut out bulb at the bow of the vessel just below the water line. Okay, so it cuts, ang purpose ani nga to ang bulbous bow is to cut the water and tweaks the water to flow around the hull. Okay, so it's because of the bulbous bow class, no. Because of the bulbous bow, it will increase the speed of our vessel kay inig encounter sa ato ang vessel sa wave class, no, it will cut out the water. So iyang i-half ang water, so ang water mo flow na lang sa kilid sa ato ang vessel. So it will increase the speed of the vessel, it will increase the fuel efficiency, and it will increase the stability of our vessel. Okay, so mao na ato ang bulbous bow. So next is we have the rudder. So kaning rudder class, no, this is connected to our steering wheel. So atong steering wheel is located in the bridge. Okay, di ba na siya sa bridge, kanang murag manobela sa bridge. So mao na atong steering wheel. So ang function sa atong steering wheel is so that ma-change nato ang direction sa ato ang vessel, no, either port or starboard. So if ato ang iliko ang ato ang steering wheel sa starboard, muliko pod pa starboard ang ato ang vessel. So if atong iliko ang ato ang steering wheel pa port, muliko pod sa port ang ato ang vessel. So kanang rudder class, no, that is connected to our steering wheel, but the rudder is not located in the bridge. No, instead, the rudder is located in the aft part or sa luyo nga part sa atong vessel near the propeller. Okay, so as we all know, without steering, we cannot move our ship in the desired direction. So if the propeller propels the ship class, the rudder steers the ship. So kaning ato ang rudder class, this is a flat, hollow structure housed in the aft of the propeller. So as you can see, kaning murag flat nga hollow structure, mao na siya ang ato ang rudder. Okay, so it will move port or starboard depending kung unsay kanang action sa ato ang steering wheel in the bridge. Okay, so that will help us or our ship to change direction. So ang propeller pud nato class, no, mao pud na siya kanang reason nga nang mudagan ang ato ang vessel. Okay, so ang propeller it is a mechanical device having blades, blades fitted on a central shaft. Okay, so kaya nasa picture, that is a propeller. Okay, so the more nga dako ang inyong vessel, the more nga dagko ang inyong propeller, kaya para mas madaog niya ang inyong vessel. So these blades of our propeller class rotate, and their rotational energy is converted into pressure energy, and due to this, the propeller produces the thrust required for propulsion. So it pushes the seawater backwards, and in turn, the seawater will help the ship move forward. Okay, so without the propeller, dili mo dagan ang ato ang vessel. Okay? So next is we have the stern. So kaning stern, mao ni akong giingon ganina kay nasa picture kanay naka-label nga stern, mao na siya ang stern part of our vessel. So mao ni akong giingon ganina nga opposite of the stem. So if si stem located in the forward part of the vessel, then si stern is located in the aft part or saluyo nga part sa ato ang vessel. Okay, so the stern is an aft end structure designed to provide low resistance, high propulsion efficiency, and avoid vibrations. Okay, so it is the rearmost part of a ship that keeps the water out. So unsa may makita nato diri sa stern, no? We can see or the rudders and the propellers are hanged to the stern. Okay, so as you can see, naadra located sa ato ang stern ang ato ang propeller, naapo dira ang ato ang rudder. Okay, so next is we have the side thruster. So kaning side thruster class, no, this is somewhat like a propeller. So mura siya og parehag naong sa propeller, no, but this is fitted on either side of the bow of the ship. Okay, so naa siya sa either side sa bow sa ato ang ship. Okay, so dili tanang vessel class na ay side thruster. Okay, but very advantage kaayo na kanang mga vessel nga naay side thruster. And because ang kaning side thruster class will help in maneuvering ship. Okay, so if naay side thruster ang inyong vessel class, mas dali maka-maneuver ang inyong captain sa inyong vessel. Mas dali siya makapadunggo, mas dali siya maka-pull out, no, mas dali siya maka-maneuver. Unlike anang walay mga side thruster nga dugay kaayo maka-pivot or dugay kay makapaliko-liko sa ilang vessel. Okay, so that is our side thruster. So next is we also have our keel. So kaning keel class, this is a principal structural member of a ship running lengthwise along the center line from bow to stern to which the ship's frame are attached. So kanang pinaka-bottom sa ato ang vessel class, no, kanang gi-point sa ato ang arrow, kanang the bottommost part of our vessel, kanang whole bottom niya, that is our keel. Okay, so mao na siya ato ang keel. But when you see kaning whole body sa ato ang ship class, kaning whole body sa ato ship yun ay color blue and color red, no, ang tawag ana is hull. Hull as in H-U-L-L. So kanang whole body sa atong ship, that is the hull. But when you see kanang pinaka bottom part sa atong hull, that is our keel. Okay, keel as in K-E-E-L. Okay, so I think brag maura na siya ang mga basic nga mga parts sa ato ang or main parts sa atong vessel. So kaning foremast class, kaning gi-point sa ato ang arrow, kanang siyang foremast is located in the forecastle. So kanang foremast na adra nakabutang ang ato ang mao na siya ang ato ang forward mast. So naa dira ang ato ang forward mast headlight. So naa tay navigational light dira. Okay? And then napod tay kanang after mast headlight or kanang mast nga nakatungtong sa ato ang Monkey Island, mao po na ato ang gitawag nga main mast. So naagyapon dira ang mga navigational lights. Okay, so I think maora na siya ang ato ang basic or main parts of our ship. Okay? So, lahi ng parts class ha, lahi po ng dimension. So, when you say parts, mo ni kani accommodation, bridge, forecastle, foredeck, bow thrusters, keel, hull, freeboard, propeller, rudder, mo na siya ang parts. Okay? But, when you say dimensions class, lahi po na siya. But nagyapon na siya sa ato ang vessel. So natay gitawag nga principal dimensions of a ship. Okay? So kaning naa diri sa picture, these are the principal dimensions of the ship. So kaning kaning first picture, maura gihapon na siya ani class kani. But ato ra na siyang gi-outline. Okay? So, kanina ay shear aft, shear forward, freeboard, midships, summer load line, length between perpendiculars, length on waterline, length overall, aft and forward perpendicular, the camber, the tumble home, the molded beam, the rise of floor, the depth, the draft, the baseline, the half siding of the keel or the siding of the keel. Those are examples of dimensions of our ship. Okay, so same as the parts of the ship, we will also discuss this one by one so that you will know where is this dimension located. So it's important class for us to know the ship's dimension of the ship because this plays an important part in determining the areas of operation of any type of the merchant vessel. Okay? So dagan ka itong dimensions of a ship, no? So mao to ako magipang mention ganina. So let's start with aft perpendicular. Okay, so our aft perpendicular class is here. Okay, so kaning aft perpendicular, this is drawn to the water line at the point where the aft side of the rudder post meets the summer load line. So kaning rudder post class, mao na siya kanang gibitayan sa atong rudder. Diba, ang atong rudder is located in the aft part or in the stern part of our vessel. So mao ni siya ang ato ang rudder post. So sa aft side daw sa rudder post or sa luyo nga part sa ato ang rudder post, dira daw ta mag-draw og vertical line. Okay? So kanang vertical line nga imong gi-draw og ang intersection nila sa ang intersection sa summer load line, mao na siya ang aft perpendicular. Okay, so kanina diri sa itong picture. So mao na siya ang ato ang aft perpendicular. So kanang summer load line class, no, mao na siya kaning summer load line kanina naka horizontal line. So kaning summer load line class is different in each ship, no. Dili ta ng summer load line or dili ta ng vessel ang ilang summer load line natupong jud sa kanang murag line, no, kanang line between sa blue ug sa red part sa ato ang vessel. So, naay ubang summer load line nga naap sa ubos dapit, no, sa kanang murag line, no, but naka-labeled man na siya class just like here in the picture, naka-labeled jud na dira nga summer or letter S, no. So nganong lahi-lahi man ang summer load line? It's because kanang summer load line class is calculated from the load line rules, and it depends on many factors such as the length of the ship or ang kataas-on sa barko, kung unsay type sa ship, no, type and number of the superstructures, amount of shear and bow height. Okay, so lahi siya, but kini summer load line class dili na kita ang magsukod ana, no, sa pag-construct lang sa vessel. Ilan na nang butangan o kanang mga load line or summer load line. So the summer load line is the primary load line, and it is from this mark that all other marks are derived. Okay, so when you say load line class, mao na siya ang kanang maximum nga dapat maabtan sa atong water line when we are loading cargoes to our vessel. So dapat dili malapas dira sa load line, kanang horizontal nga line or atong load line ang katas-on sa water line or sa water level, so that walay possibility so that dili mo sink or dili mo capsize ang atuang vessel. Okay, so mao na siya atong summer load line, and mao pud to ang atong after perpendicular. So if we have after perpendicular class, we also have what we call the forward perpendicular. So forward perpendicular is a perpendicular drawn to the water line at the point where the foreside of the stem meets the summer load line. Okay? So kaning forward perpendicular, opposite na siya sa aft perpendicular. So since naaman sa aft located si aft perpendicular, si forward perpendicular is located in the forward part of our vessel. So in order for us to know where is the forward perpendicular, you just have to know where is the summer load line. So if nakita na nimo imong summer load line na nakay horizontal nga line, mag-draw then ka og kanang line wherein mag-intersect kaning stem sa atong vessel, ang summer load line ug ang vertical line nga imuhang i-draw. Okay? So if nakita nimo ang point wherein mag-intersect ng tulo, then you can draw the vertical line. So that will be your forward perpendicular. Okay? Okay. So next is we have our length between perpendiculars. So ang length between perpendiculars class, this is the length between the forward and aft perpendiculars measured along the summer load line. So di ba ang summer load line na horizontal line mo na siya. So dapat ang atong length perpendicular is na horizontal line po siya because it is measured along the summer load line. So ang length between perpendiculars na to class is measured from the forward perpendicular to the aft perpendicular. So let's say for example, mauni imuhang forward perpendicular, mauni imuhang aft perpendicular. So kanang length in between them, that is your length between perpendiculars. Okay, so next is we have amidships. So kaning amidships, this is a point midway between the after and the forward perpendiculars. So kanang pinaka-center sa imuhang forward and aft perpendicular class will be your amidship, no? So from the word amidship, no, middle of the ship, no, mao siya center sa inyuhang vessel or pinakatunga sa inyuhang vessel. So ang correct measurement gyud sa atong midship class is in midway or between the forward and aft perpendiculars. The next is we also have our length overall. So this is our length overall. So kanang length overall class, that is the length of vessel taken over all extremities. So meaning, gikan daw sa forward to the aft of the vessel, mangita kag part sa imong forward part nga mao'y pinakatumoy, no? So kani siya nga part mao ni pinakatumoy sa atong forward. So diri nga part mao ni ang pinakatumoy or pinakataas nga part sa atong aft. So gikan dira sa forward to aft, no? That is your length overall. Okay, so that is your length overall. And then when you see length on waterline class, mao na siya ang length sa part sa imong vessel which sits in the water. Okay, so let's say for example class, mao ni mo yung imong vessel, and then ang imuhang kanang ang waterline is diri ra kutob, no, just kanang above the rudder post. So kanang part sa imong vessel nga under the water class or naigo sa waterline, mao na siya ang imuhang length on waterline. So let's say for example imong waterline abot na diri diri sa summer load line. So kani pong nadapit sa summer load line or measurement sa imong summer load line nga nag-sit sa water or naigo sa water line, mao pud na siya ang measurement sa imong length on water line. So meaning mag-usab-usab ang LWL or the length on water line depending kung asa ang level sa water, asa ang water level sa part sa imuhang vessel. So mausab na ato ang water level or ang katason sa water level depending on sa weight sa ato ang vessel. If kargado ang atong barko class, like loaded kaayo siyag mga cargos, then mas mutaas gyud na ang ato ang water level or water line. Then mas mutaas pud ang length on water line. So if atong vessel is empty kaayo class, like naglutaw ra gyud siya kay walay sulod, so usually ang atong length ang ato ang water line na ara diri sa ubos. So mas gamay pud ang ato ang length on water line. Okay, so next is we have our freeboard. So kaning freeboard, that is a vertical distance measured at the ship side between the summer load line and the freeboard deck. So kaning freeboard class, from the word freeboard, it is a part of our hull nga dili under the water or wala siya under the water. So free is because it's free from water. So let's say for example class, this is your vessel. So this is your vessel. So from the water line up to the upper deck, mo na imong freeboard. So dili ka pwede mag-measure class gikan sa water line padulong sa kanang pinakatumoy sa bulwark or sa railing sa imong vessel. Dili pwede. So gikan kana sa water level padulong sa upper deck. So when you say upper deck, mao na siya ang floor. Ang floor or ang deck sa imong vessel. So that will be your freeboard. Okay? But when you say kanang gikan pud sa water level padung sa keel or sa bottom part of your vessel, ang tawag pud ana class is draft. Okay? Draft, it can be spelled as D-R-A-F-T or it can be spelled as D-R-A-U-G-H-T. Okay? But when you say measurement gikan sa water level padulong sa sea bottom or sa seabed class, ang tawag pud ana is depth. Depth as in D-E-P-T-H. Okay? So it's very important kanang kabaw ka anang tulo. So atong balikon. Freeboard is measured from the water level to the upper deck. Then the draft is measured from the water level padulong sa keel, and then the depth is measured from the water level padulong sa seabed or sa sea bottom. Okay? So that is the difference between freeboard, depth, and draft. Okay? So next is we have our shear. So kaning shear class, no, duha na siya kabuok. Natay kanang shear forward, naputay shear aft. So ang shear class, that is a curvature of decks in the longitudinal direction measured as the height of the deck at side at any point above the height of deck at side amidships. So mao ni siya class kaya nasa picture. Kani, mao ni ang shear forward, mao ni ang shear aft. So kani magud ato ang kani murag sides ato ang vessel class. No, dili na siya straight gyud. No, na siya murag curvature. Okay? So mag-curve na siya. So in order for you to know, the shear aft and shear forward, you have to put a baseline below the curvature. Kani, lambutan ka nag straight gyud nga line, no, straight gud nga line. So kanang distance or measurement gikan sa baseline or sa straight line padulong sa curvature sa forward ug sa aft, mao na ang inyong shear forward and shear aft. Okay? So the shear forward is usually twice the shear aft. It's because it increases the buoyancy of the forward and aft, thereby keeping the ends from diving into the oncoming wave and slowing the ship. Now, tungod daw ang forward may mo kanang musugat sa may musugat sa wave, so it's important daw nga mas taas ang ato ang shear forward kaysa sa shear aft because it will increase the buoyancy of our vessel. Okay, so next is we have the tumble home. So kaning tumble home, camber, the kanang molded breadth, the molded depth, the baseline, rise of floor. Ang view sa atong vessel anak class para ato siyang makuha ang measurement is kanang forward nga view, kanang atubangan nga view. Di ba kato atong mga gipang mention ganina nga mga dimension is naka side view man to siya. So sa kani nga mga dimension sa ship atong i-forward view or i-front view nato kay para ma-measure ni nato sila. Okay? So let's start with the baseline. Okay? So kanang baseline, this is a horizontal line or kanang straight line di siya class drawn at the top of the keel plate. So all vertical molded dimensions are measured relative to this line. So di ba if magtan-aw ta ato bangon nga parts sa atong vessel class, no, dili man na siya straight line gud ang iyahang bottom. Nag-curve yun na siya. Nag-curve sa isig kakilid just like here in the picture. So kaning baseline nato ato na siyang i-draw just below our keel. Okay? Kani diri is atong patungan sa ato ang keel. Mao na siya ang baseline. So dapat na among gutay baseline class kay mao na siya ang ato ang kanang basihan sa uban pang mga measurements nato such as the molded draft, the molded depth, the rise of floor. So mao na siya basihanan nato. So kaning molded draft ug molded depth mga class lahi man na siya sa atong giingon ganina nga draft ug kanang depth. So kaning molded depth o molded draft no sa vessel na gina siya mismo. So katong atong gingon ganina nga mga draft o kanang depth naka-base magud ta ato sa water level no, naka-base magud ta ato sa water line. Okay, so let's start with the molded draft. So kaning molded draft, this is measured from the baseline to the summer load line at the midship section. So mao ni siya ang ato ang molded draft no, this one. So for example, this is our baseline no, this is our baseline. So mag-measure ta from the baseline padulong sa summer load line. So if wala ka kabaw sa imong summer load line, then dili ka makabaw sa imong molded draft. So next is the molded depth. So ang molded depth of glass is measured from the baseline to the heel of the upper deck beam at the ship side amidship. So meaning ang ato dang molded depth is measured from the baseline padulong sa level sa kilid sa ato ang vessel. So let's say for example mauni ang pinakakilid sa atong vessel. So kana siya nga level dira from that level to the baseline, that will be our molded depth. Okay, so atong balikon kanay molded draft and molded depth. This is different from draft and depth of the water. Okay, so lahi pud to siya. So next is we have our camber or the round of beam. So kaning camber or round of beam class, this is a curvature of decks in the transverse direction. So this is measured as the height of the deck at center above the height of deck at side. Okay? So in this picture, makita na to atong camber. Okay? So kani atong camber class, 'di ba? If magatubang ang atong vessel, kanang babaw nga part niya is naka-curve man pud na siya. So butangan pud na nato siya baseline below that curvature sa babaw nga part so that we will know the camber or the round of beam of our vessel. Okay? So let's say for example, kani no mao ni ang babaw nga part sa atubangan niya part sa atong vessel. So butang ka nag baseline dira sa ubos. So kanang measurement from pinakababaw padulong sa baseline, that will be the camber of your vessel, or the camber, or the round of beam. Okay, so next is we have the rise of floor or the dead rise. So kanang rise of floor or dead rise with glass, that is the rise of the bottom shell plating line above the baseline. Okay, so let's say for example kani no naman tayo baseline diri sa ubos sa keel. So kaning sa isig ka kilid sa ubos sa ato ang kaning isig ka kilid sa atong keel class, naka curvature man po na siya, naka curve man po na siya. So it's kanang na siya curve in both sides, sa right side ug sa port side. Okay, starboard o port side of the vessel. So meaning both sides na ata gitawag nga rise of floor or the dead rise. The next is the molded beam. So ang other term for molded beam is the molded breadth. Okay, breadth as in B-R-E-A-D-T-H. So kanang molded beam or the molded breadth class, that is measured at the midship section, no? The midship section of our vessel. So para mas mahibaw-an nato ang molded breadth or molded beam sa ato ang vessel class, mas maayo nga ang ato ang view is kanang bird's eye view or kanang top view sa ato ang vessel. So gikan sa starboard padulong sa port, no, kana siya nga line, that is our molded beam or the molded breadth. Okay, murag kuan siya ba kanang murag kalapadon sa ato ang vessel. Then when you say tumble home class, that is the inward curvature of the side shell above the summer load line. So let's say for example kani class mao ni ang side sa atong vessel, no, naamon po na siya curvature sa babaw. So mag-measure ka na gikan diri padulong diri sa curvature, so kana siya nga measurement, that is the tumble home. So ang tumble home na both port and starboard side. The next is we have the half siding of keel. So half siding of keel, this is a horizontal flat portion of the bottom shell measured to port or starboard of the ship's longitudinal center line. This is a useful dimension to know when dry docking. So kaning half siding of keel class, mao na siya ang flat portion of the keel. So kaning gikan sa center, pinaka center sa ato ang vessel, no, if naka front view siya, if padulong dito sa right side, mao na siya ang half siding of the keel sa starboard side. Kaning gikan sa center padung sa port side, mao na siya ang half siding of the keel sa port side. Okay, but if i-combine ang duha ka half siding of the keel, that is our flat of keel. The next is we also have the flare. So kanang flare, that is the outward curvature of the side shell above the water line. It promotes dryness and is therefore associated with the forend of the ship. So let's say for example, kaya nasa picture kanang forward part of the vessel. So kanang curvature nga naka outward direction, that is our flare. So next is naata gitawag nga parallel middle body, entrance and run. So kaning parallel middle body, that is the length over which the midship section remains constant in area and shape. So let's say for example, mao ni ang atong vessel. So kaning naka straight line pa nga part sa kilid sa atong vessel, mao na siya ang parallel body. So kaning run and entry class, mao na siya ang part sa ato ang vessel nga ni curve na. Okay, kani this is our run, then diri nga dapit this is our entry. So kanang entry, that is located in the forward part of the vessel, then kanang run is located in the aft part of our vessel. Okay, so I think that's all for the dimensions of our ship. Okay.